All right, so in this video, I wanted to go over some pretty important updates about my training. So first things first is going to be I've actually decided to start working with a new coach. The reason why has been because despite working with my old coach Eric Bodhorn for 3.5 years, this past year my progress just hasn't really been up to my expectations. And we've tried a lot of different things. And I just felt like for what Eric knew and for what he could do for me, it was just kind of like, okay, well, I need to move in a different direction if I want to really get as strong as possible. So I decided to hire Jill Stanek, who I met at Raw Nationals this past week in Utah. We hung out a few days. I got to really know him a little bit better. I've talked to him on Instagram several times, as well as on my podcast a couple of times, and just as of right now, I think that he is the best option for me as far as what I want from coaching. So we are making several new changes to my programming, and really I wanted to talk about that here. So first things first, you're going to see that this is my first primary squat day under Joe. So I did do deadlifts the day right before this, and then I've also this is like my fourth time squatting. So I took my top set a little bit easier with like 463 pounds, and then I took my down test just a little bit heavier because I realized I actually felt surprisingly good for how much volume I was doing prior to the session, and worked up to 402 for six. So basically, Joe's giving me ranges right now on a week-to-week basis, which is something I really never got from Eric. I was always kind of having to work on that myself, and I just was like, I need more guidance than what I'm getting right here. And Joe's worked with a lot of people in my spot who look like me, who are 500 plus dots powerlifters, and really just understands the program for them a little bit better than Eric does. So we're doing SPD days first off. So I'm doing my primary squat and bench press on Saturday. My primary deadlift is going to be on a Thursday. And then for my microcycle layouts, essentially what we are doing is going to be a 5 week block going forward. And that's just really to allow me some more time to just feel a little bit better, recover going into my heavy weeks of training. And what we're going to basically doing is staggering my peak intensities on squat and deadlift first off. So I'll be peaking out my squat on a week 4 with a deload on week 5. And on that week 5, I will be having my heaviest overall bench press and deadlift. So that's going to be exciting to have happen. And the whole point of that is just to, number one, Joe said that with people with longer ranges of motion on bench like me, he's seen that it just takes longer for them to feel better and ramp up to heavier weights. And then on deadlift, being not that has same week as squat, when I peak it, he's hoping that my peak strength and deadlift can sort of shine through a little bit better on my deadlift, because I've complained about not really feeling like I can put all my effort into those heavy weeks of training. And then one other change we're making is with my bench training. So going into basically 3 days a week of training from two, with basically one day being ascending sets of seven, and a lot of accessories on that day. And then actually the day right before I do my primary bench, we're doing just a really light 5x10 with like 95 kilos, which is, freaking 200, 110 pounds. And then going into my primary day. And that's just because I've had experience in the past where my bench does feel pretty good after a lot of light volume. And when I was strongest on bench too, I was doing 4 days a week with a lot of just lighter volume in general. And that's another change I guess we're making to bench training, is that just in general, my reps are going to be a lot lighter. I still will be pushing accessories and my top set on my primary day, but this is going to allow me to hopefully have a little bit more predictable fatigue trends on bench press and have it be more reliable as opposed to all over the place, which is what it kind of feels like right now. And really be able to achieve my full potential in this sport. So, super excited for what's to come. I'm also a big reason why I just hired Joe is because I feel like there's a lot I can learn from him, and I want to learn as much as I possibly can for myself and for my clients, so I can improve their outcomes in training. But yeah, really overall excited for this. Depending on how this block goes and how we feel, I'll be competing in November 8th. But that's only going to be like if I get to the end of this block and I'm like, oh yeah, like I feel really really good. So yeah, just really excited for this, guys. It's been something that's been on my mind for a while of changing coaches. But really just this felt like the right time to do it. So I'm really excited to sort of be working on this and some of the new cues that Joe gave me, which I'll probably talk about in a later video. But I really wanted to mostly just discuss programming changes, more of an overview. I'll probably will be recording more of my sessions this week and just how they're overall looking, so you guys can get a better picture of like what things are looking like. But overall, really strong to start off to the block. I'm excited to see what I can do with Joe. So hopefully you guys like the video. If you have any questions, just ask down in the comments below.